Hello, once again, and I do mean once again, to my Star Wars and unboxing fans. Now, to most of you, that might seem kind of weird, and I'll explain why I am saying that. Because this is not my first attempt at making this video. It's not my second attempt, not my third attempt. No, it is my fourth attempt. Yes, fourth try. I'm going to really try it this time, because the fact of the matter is that I've been having issues. Those who know me know that I run this on a very low budget, basic thing that I do basically with my phone, and ordinarily it runs fine, everything works great, but for some reason trying to record this video has become a huge issue, and I don't know why. So I'm actually digging out an older piece of tech, my iTouch. Yeah, that's still a thing, but apparently it is, and I'm going to try to record it this way. So hi everybody, how are you? Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host Darth Tuba, complete with merch now. I love this. The power of the unbox. If you check out on my Darth Tuba storefront at TeePublic, and link is below, you can actually find a bunch of Darth Tuba logos set to the style of the different carded figures that have gotten released over the years, and as well as a bunch of other carded vintage packaging artwork, sketch artwork done by my awesome artist of a daughter, Karina, and you will be able to find her link information below as well. So why am I so bent on getting this out? Because I went to Disney World, yes. And for the handful of you that might be watching this, and this might seem familiar, yeah, you probably don't have to watch it again. If you watch, I did a live stream yesterday, and everybody who saw it live, great, you saw it live. But it didn't upload, so it only worked live. So yeah, we had that problem too. So we're trying this again. So I'm going to do the short version. So I went to Disney World, my wife and I, mainly to go down to visit our daughter, who is an artist working and trying to get work and start her life down there. We all got caught up with the pandemic. We were quarantined up here. She was quarantined down there. She wants to stay. She's trying to make things work down there. We respect that, but we missed her. So we decided to brave the pandemic and the high cases and rising in Florida and go down to visit. And because we are Disney Vacation Club members, we have secured accommodations at Disney parks, in the Disney resorts, and they're virtually free because we paid for them in advance, like years ago. We just pay kind of a home maintenance fee. So we really didn't want to pay more money to go stay in an outside hotel. So it thankfully worked out that Disney opened up enough that we could go down and go there. So being down there, the first week we were down there, nothing was open except for some of the resorts and the Disney Springs shopping and dining area, which we could walk to. And we had a really nice time with it. I got to say, overall, we really enjoyed ourselves. It was a very relaxing, very quiet, not very stressful trip, other than just, maintaining all of the keep your mask on, keep your social distance, wash your hands regularly, all of that stuff, which we did. We adhered to it, and we're even adhering to coming out of Florida, we're actually adhering to the self-quarantine rule at this moment. So figured it was a great time for me to make a constant, thankfully for quarantine, I'm able to make a ton of attempts to get this video made. This is actually going to be a Disney haul video, because even though a lot of things were closed, a lot of things weren't open right away, things opened up a little later, and even then they were kind of opened up with limited capacity, we did manage to get into all the parks. We did manage to get into the Star Wars related stores, and we did manage to get into Galaxy's Edge in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So I was able to pick up a few things, and because Disney is struggling financially right now, as are many businesses, they offer some wonderful deals, some wonderful discounts, particularly for annual pass holders. So I was able to make some purchases on things that I wasn't able to do earlier because it was just a little bit too expensive, or in this case, another reason was because it was just too much to ship home, and this time I had my car, so we could load up some more, so that was good. So we're going to just go through our little Disney haul. Before we do that, I do want to tell you that when we did go into Galaxy's Edge was, I'll say this, depending on how you look at it, from one vantage point, it was very crowded, okay? But this is crowded for during pandemic limited restrictive access, so it really wasn't that crowded. But in comparison to all the other parks, which you could walk around and you could actually look 100 feet in any direction and not see a single soul, Galaxy's Edge typically had more people there because it's a little more of a tight creviced place that had 2 very popular rides, and the Falcon and Oga's Cantina and a bunch of other stuff. So most of it was open. So it was kind of nice to be able to walk around, and it was on the one hand it was great to see that so many people still wanted to go there, and on the other hand it was nice to see it not be so packed that you couldn't move around, and people were being safe and smart and everything else. So I just kind of wanted to just mention that. I have a video clip that I might try to get in here. I don't know if it'll go, of me walking around the park or the Galaxy's Edge, and it's empty. That was literally like 5 minutes before closing. So, but I just thought it was so cool to be able to see so much of it with nobody else there. So that was pretty cool. So let's talk about our acquisitions. So first off, the first week we were there, nothing open except Disney Springs. So Disney Springs has 2 Star Wars stores. I think they're both called Galactic Outposts. One is on the west side, one is on the east side. So they basically have the same stuff. So I kind of checked them both out, and I was able to find a few cool things. Okay, first off, we have this is something that Disney puts out a lot. It's a Droid Factory. They have an actual thing where you can build a droid. Like you can build a small astromech or protocol droid. They have all the pieces, and you can make them different colors and whatnot. You can add little things like Mickey hats and sorcerer hats and pirate hats and what have you. But it was not currently open because, let's face it, pandemic. You don't want people touching stuff that other people are touching, so they definitely suspended that for the time being. But in addition to that, they also have these things. Whenever a new movie comes out, like this is Rise of Skywalker, you can see right there, they release stuff like this. So these are droids that were seen, but I have to tell you, you have to really pause the screen frame by frame to find all of them. Obviously there's Dio, which is of course featured prominently, but then R5-2J, R6LE5, and R2 SHP. Okay, and I do believe you can see them in the background. I think down by the resistance base, that kind of thing. So I'll put this out in another unboxing video, and I'll open them up because I do like to take these out and feature all my droids. In addition to that, we had another Baby Yoda. Come on, it's Baby Yoda. How could you not? All right, this is my third. No, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5th Baby Yoda. There's one that's a little closer to full size. There's almost like a plush. There was another one that was kind of just like almost this size, maybe a little smaller, that was kind of plastic. There were 2 smaller ones that were just kind of display pieces. You can look at all these, came out on previous videos. And then we got this little guy. He does make a little sound. I'll see if you can. He coos. Kind of like Baby Yoda does. So it also comes with a broth bowl or bone broth, and the little frog. But you can't put him in his mouth. I just think you set him up next to him. So I'll get him unboxed in a future episode as well. He's great. Baby Yoda. I'm sorry. The child. The asset. Lucasfilm. Name this character so we stop calling it Baby Yoda if you don't want us to call it Baby Yoda. Give us some name. All right. I was also thrilled to find toys, like actual Black Series figures in a store. I was so happy. First of all, just to be out at a store was nice. To walk in and see Black Series figures that I did not have, that were not sitting on the shelf for like 2 years, was also really awesome. And this is, of course, Clone Commander Bly, okay, and Count Dooku with the photoreal scans of the face. So really cool. And these are one that I picked up and I'm like, do I have them? I can't remember if I have them. I mean, look, if you look around the room, man, I collect a lot of Star Wars stuff, and I don't care. I'm not going to try to make up a fake version of myself that I am like 100% organized and I have everything written down and everything kind of set there. I'm not like that. I don't always know, and I don't like buying repeat figures unless there's, I sometimes I will get the new sculpted faces, but other than that, I don't usually try to repeat too many purchases if I can avoid it. But I did not have these, so I was really excited. But I took a risk. I thought I might have them, but I went home and I checked, and I do not have them. I even looked on past Darth Tuba videos to make sure. So, and then they had this item, and this is kind of part of, if you look on some previous, there were 3 versions of this kind of a collection of Black Series figures. I think there was a droid one, there was a there was a Galaxy's Edge one in general that include, they basically include like repacks of one or two figures, and then there's usually one that's exclusive to the set. And in the case of the Galaxy's Edge one, I think there was a Hondo Onaka, who's the guy that you're working for when you pilot the Falcon at Galaxy's Edge. I forget about the droid one. It might have been Rex from Oga's Cantina. And this guy, this is interesting because this is the First Order set. And technically it's a 4-pack because you got the mouse droid. You got Kylo Ren, pretty much a repack. The Mountain Trooper, I also think, is a repack, although it might be slightly varied. But then this one, Commander Pyre, which I thought this was an interesting choice for a fourth figure, because Commander Pyre does not really walk around Galaxy's Edge. Commander Pyre is from Resistance, the cartoon. But will we see him? Will we see Commander Pyre at Galaxy's Edge? I can't remember. Somebody leave a comment if they know. I can't remember if Commander Pyre met his doom in Star Wars Resistance. If he did, then it might not make sense. But then again, Kylo Ren met his doom. So it's kind of a moment in time. So I think that Galaxy's Edge is set at a moment in time right now. They can change that moment whenever they want, but for the time being, I say leave it at that moment and let it just sit there. And if Commander Pyre can be around, it's a great character. I loved seeing Captain Phasma walk around the parks with the Legion of Stormtroopers. I would love to see them bring that back. Probably not looking at that happening anytime soon because of the whole rules and regulations regarding the pandemic, but we shall see. Okay, so I did also go into the Disney store, meaning the World of Disney store, which is just a general Disney collectibles and toy thing, and I found this upside down. Sorry, and I found this. Now, this is a monorail. For those who don't know, I mean, I know that people who watch this channel are probably more Star Wars related collectors, but I'm also a Disney fan, and I always love the monorail. The monorail to me is an iconic part of Walt Disney World. It just is. You don't really see anything that looks anything close to this anywhere else in the world, except for maybe Disneyland. So the monorail, is always going to. And then one of the things I look at is look at the front of the monorail, right here. What does that remind you of? Imagine a wing up here and two wings that folded down. It looks like the shuttle Tidarium or the shuttles from Return of the Jedi, where the wings fold down. I always thought that. I always thought it had a very similar vibe. But that's not really the reason I got it. The reason I got it is that this is not just a toy monorail. It's got 8 slots in the top for you to put Pez dispensers. Now, it's meant for your Disney character Pez dispensers. There's Mickey and there's Minnie. All right. But I say, no. We're going to put Star Wars Pez dispensers in here. So be on the lookout for a new episode where I insert 8 of my collectible Pez dispensers and put them in here. What a great way to display it. And since Disney owns Star Wars, it makes sense. They even have a red one, which I'll see. I mean, I have a lot more than 16 Pez dispensers, but who knows? Maybe I'll get a few of these and line them all up. We shall see. All right, so that was basically the Galactic Outpost part of the hall, the Disney Hall. So now let's talk about Galaxy's Edge. Now, Galaxy's Edge opened up on, Disney Hollywood Studios, which included Galaxy's Edge, opened up on the 15th of July. I got a park reservation to go in on the 16th. Yes, you can't just go in and buy tickets to go into any park and just walk around where you want to go anymore. For the time being, and this could last a long time, we don't know, you are going to have to have a park ticket or an annual pass or a hotel reservation that includes a park ticket, and you have to go on and make a park reservation. And let me tell you something. Hollywood Studios is by far the hardest park to get. I think the entire month of July and part of August completely filled to capacity. Now, mind you, capacity is really low right now, and they might raise it. Disney's plan is to raise it a little bit each week. However, I don't think they're going to do that when cases of COVID-19 are rising and rising and rising. All right, so until Florida in general gets a handle on that, they're probably going to keep things, I'm guessing, they're going to keep things kind of where they are right now, maybe just up them a little bit. So that has been great for Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, because it just hasn't been as much interest to go into those parks, or the parks are much bigger and they can handle the capacity. Galaxy's Edge, Disney's Hollywood Studios, has 2 issues, major issues. 1, it's a small park, okay? And 2, it's got Galaxy's Edge, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, brand new ride, Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster, Tower of Terror, Hollywood Tower of Terror was the other one. Rock and Roller Coaster. Okay, it's got a bunch of very popular rides that people want to go to, that locals want to go to, and when people go on vacation, they're like, it's their must-do. They got to go there. So that's kind of an issue. All right. So because of that, they've been closing to capacity and trying. Good luck getting on Rise and Resistance. When I did my live episode, I had a commenter say, hey, did you get on Rise and Resistance? And I went, I tried. First time I actually I got a boarding group, but it was way late in the day, and I got really hot, and I was wearing that mask all day. I was getting tired, so I opted out of it. I'd been on it already, and then another time we didn't get a boarding group, and then the third and final try that we had, our daughter got one because she went in on her own, but we didn't get one. So better luck next time. So it's okay. I'm not that upset about it, but. Walking around Galaxy's Edge, pretty much all the stores were open to some degree. The only one that didn't seem to be open, there were like freestanding kiosks when you first walk in. They're like Resistance kiosks. They didn't seem to be open. And the First Order little area didn't seem to be open. I'm hoping that they do eventually open because they opened everything else. So we'll see what happens. But in terms of things that we picked up there, well, I went into the Droid Depot area and I picked up one of these guys. These are color-changing droids. Now, if you go back to some earlier episodes, you'll see that I actually picked up another pack of 4 color-changing droids, and I got a little playset of a little Droid Factory that you can, that has the oil bath and stuff, and you basically fill a little thing with water, fill a tub with water, and you put the droids in and they change color. So this included like a CZ Protocol droid, which is this little funny one with the funny kind of weird-looking face, an R4 unit, like that. You have a BB unit, and a 3PO unit. Okay, so I'll get on another episode soon, and we will make sure that we take those out and show them going through the color changing thing. I think I've gotten all the color changing droids that they offer right now. Maybe they'll add more. In addition to that, I went into Doc Undar's, and I love Doc Undar's. I'll come back to the Droid Depot in a little bit. So Doc Undar's, they started doing some pretty cool stuff. They got this little item, okay, which is the Jedi Gear Set, okay, and it's really just that they're really coming down with some really nice, handable, decent prop replica, inexpensive prop replica things like the walkie-talkie, the little holograph tiny projector that, Qui-Gon held in his hand in Episode 1, macro binoculars. I can't remember where I've seen these. I don't know if I've seen these in use or not, but they're really cool. And then what's really neat about it is that in the back here, you can see they include, trying to see without a glare, they include some images. There's like little figures that you can put on top of the holo projector, like you're talking to General Grievous, you're talking to Yoda, and my personal favorite, you're talking to who I believe is Clone Commander Cody, who was the first one to receive Order 66, and he's even looking like he's holding it. That's a really cool thing. So I do have a Jedi costume that I sometimes cosplay in, so these will be a nice little additive to that. In addition to that, they had this thing, Jedi food capsules. Now, I've actually seen some people make these as kind of screen-printed prop replicas that, if you look at the Jedi's belt, particularly if you look on visual dictionaries enough, they have them kind of clipped here, and that's where they would get their nourishment if they're out on long missions or things of that nature. Now, I just got them for the containers. I thought they were kind of cool. I didn't realize there's actual candy pellets in there. Now, I don't normally buy food collectibles, or if I do, I usually remove the food. So at some point, I'm going to remove this food. But, you're supposed to put them in. It's cute. You're supposed to there's all nutrition facts, and you're supposed to put them in by color, which I thought was kind of funny. So we'll see. I don't know. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a cool effect, but this candy, it's not really that great. They've used it for other stuff too, and it's like, bleh, it's okay. So back to Doc Undar's. I also got this, and I got to apologize. Some of this stuff is like hit or miss, and more miss than hit. This is when people ask me what this is. It took me, and look, I'm a big fan. I've seen all the movies multiple times. I can answer a lot of trivia, but even I had trouble with this one at first. Think Empire Strikes Back. Think Yoda's first appearance on Dagobah. Think Yoda's little altercation with R2. And basically, he took this out of the container and went, and Luke said, "Give me that." And he said, "Mine, or I will help you not." And he said, "I don't want your help. I want my lamp back." That's what this is. It's a lamp. And normally, you're supposed to turn this, and it's supposed to, like, activate. Sadly, the battery went dead on this. And one of the things that I struggled, that it was a new normal thing. They don't want you touching a lot of stuff. They don't want you going all over and, like, grabbing every little one of these until you find the right one. So I just took the first one that I could find, and I put it in my little pocket of stuff to take with me to pay for. And sadly, it did not work. It did work a little bit, and then the battery died quickly. So could be that these things were sitting around, maybe not, not being idle for 4 months before anybody did anything. That could probably have something to do. Maybe the light was on a little bit and no one really noticed. So whatever the case is, I'm ordered some replacement batteries to replace it. It's just a little thing, but I like the little unusual props. Anybody who knows me knows I collect Hasbro and Kenner items, but I also collect unusual things, and this is definitely unusual. All right, so getting back to the droid place, they had these. They're little wind-ups. I'm not going to demonstrate. Well, I guess I could demonstrate on a little thing here. Let me get my little... Now, in addition to that, actually makes noise. He's walking. Anyway, I have an affinity not only for the Gonk droid, but I like that it's wind up, and I have an affinity for wind up toys because back when I was first in Disney in like the 70s, that was a big thing back then, and they had a ton of wind up characters like Mickey, Goofy, Donald, everything, and I just thought they were so cool. So it was nice that they kind of went down that road. And of course, we also have Chopper. Whoops, sorry for his thing. I won't. He rolls, when you wind him up, but he has this. Makes all of his, cute little expletives. So, all right, almost done. So, I've gotten down to this. My first attempt at this video, I will say, was like 45 minutes long. I am getting to about half that point, so we're definitely doing better. So, another one that was kind of a miss, sadly, was my little creature stall here. This is if you look closely, you can see it's a Kowakian monkey lizard. And they did this thing prior to Galaxy's Edge when the Pandora Avatar land opened. They had little banshees that had this kind of technology. And I picked up one of these guys. Don't fall. Now, I like it. It's cute. Unfortunately, it is a little bit... It works a little bit. The head works. Unfortunately, the mouth is not quite as... Oh! Okay, I guess... So, it works... Okay, thank you. Thank you there. It works okay. I did actually reach out, though, because I will say that in my fourth attempt, it only worked this time. So 3 out of the 4 attempts, it literally wouldn't work. Either the mouth wouldn't open or the sound didn't work, and I'm a little disappointed. But again, you're walking around the creature stall, and there's like 20 of them sitting around there, and you don't want to grab a bunch because, again, you don't want to contaminate anything. So I took the first one, and I took a risk. Sadly, didn't seem to play out. So I emailed Disney to see if I can mail it back, and maybe they can mail me another one. I'd be willing to pay shipping on it. It'd be fine, but we shall see. Back to the droid depot, and there will be another video about this one specifically. If you look back on previous videos, I did a video where my wife actually built her own droid, which is beautiful, and I loved it so much that I said, I want my own droid, but I just don't want any droid. I think it would be nice to have a holiday themed droid. So I made a Christmas colors, red and white, kind of like a candy cane, and I even I bought some decals that are green that I can put on the droid and see what that looks like. Now, these green decals look a little bit like a turquoise almost, or like a different type, like a Kelly green as opposed to an evergreen. So I don't know for sure if I'm going to do that. Now, I will say, in addition to that, I don't know if this works on here, but no, it doesn't. I got a restraining bolt. This is just a magnet, so I will put my restraining bolt on something metal. Do I have a? Yeah, I will have a little filing cabinet right there. That I'll show you that. A little filing cabinet. Whoop. Yeah, come on, there it is, and there's my little restraining bolt. So, it works as a refrigerator magnet, but it's kind of a cool little thing, something a little different, right? All right, and last but not least, again in the Droid Depot. I had a lot of fun in the Droid Depot this year. And the last thing I picked up, I didn't want my R2 unit to be all alone. So we have a 3PO to go with him. And this 3PO, I get him close to my mic.
It wasn't my fault, sir. Please don't deactivate me. Protocol? Why, it's my primary function, sir. I am well versed in all the customs.
I have no need for a protocol droid. Actually, that's not true. I very much have need for a protocol droid, and that's this one. Eyes light up, and you look on the back here, and you can see that he can remove his face mask. You can remove his limbs. A really cool featured item that I cannot wait to share with you on another unboxing. So that was my haul. Okay, and in addition to that, the most important thing that I took away from this trip was quality time spent with my daughter. My wife and I have, we have always had a great relationship with her. We've always encouraged her, and as I said, she is a gifted artist and designer, and she's just trying to break into some type of an art field. And she figured that Florida, with the creative area that Florida is, and especially Central Florida with all the theme parks, that there are opportunities. They'll have a better shot for opportunities of things she'd be more interested in doing than kind of up here where we live. So we're just encouraging her. But we did miss her, so we want to spend time with her. And we did, and it was fantastic. And yes, before people ask, I've already gotten questions. She is safe. She is doing all the right things, wearing the mask. Folks, this is a very scary time, but I can assure you, after being down there, if you wear your mask, and by the way, over the nose, under the chin, and don't take it off. Like, some people try to make it like they're trying to, beat the system. Like, they carried around a bottle of water, or they carried around a bag of chips, and then they had the mask hanging off their ear. Oh, I'm just eating my chips. I'm just drinking my water. And then they do that all day. No. That is exactly how, A, you have a better shot of contracting this virus, and B, you have a better shot, if you contract it, to give that virus. So Disney changed their rulings, changed the rules right when we were there, and said, no, you don't keep that mask off when you're eating. No, you keep the mask on. You have a bottle of water, great. You have a bag of chips, great. Oh, you want to take a bite of chips or eat? TPO's still talking there. You want to eat your chips, you want to drink your water, great. Walk off to the side, go into a quiet area where nobody's around, take off the mask, take your sip, eat your chip, put another sip, put the mask on, and go. And that was very smart of them. And that's what people have been doing, and it's better. And because of that, I will say that Disney felt very safe. If I would venture to say one criticism, it would be Disney Springs, the shopping dining area, because there are more people outside, and there's more places to get kiosks to get food and to get drink, and it's just easier to not have the mask on. So, and I just think Disney needs to try to enforce that with the cast members. And that's tough, because cast members are always about the customer and the customer experience. But safety is number one. And that's part of their mantra. So hopefully they'll train their cast members to do that and understand how to do that. Okay, but let's help them out. If you want to go down there, yes. This is what I would say. If this is something that you do every year, maybe every other year, or every couple of times a year, yeah, make the trip. Do the reservation and do it. Judge for yourself. Just wear the mask. Maintain the 6 feet. Maintain the distance on the floor. And they tell you to stop here. You just follow those directions. And wash your hands every time you go on and off a ride. They have the sanitizer right there. Really convenient. You don't even need to bring it in yourself. They even have hand washing stations. Actual little sinks that you pump with your foot and water comes out. I recommend doing that every couple of times just per day, because that sanitizer does dry out your skin. So, but yeah, if you do those 3 things, you're good. You have reduced the chances of contracting COVID-19 to virtually nothing. Now, they can't say 100%. There's always a fluke chance that something could happen. But it's absolutely, I felt very comfortable with it. Now, if, however, this was going to be your trip anytime in 2020 was going to be your big once-in-a-lifetime trip, or twice-in-a-lifetime trip, like something you planned for 5 years or 6 years, big family reunion, big, huge school reunion, something of that nature, you might want to consider a reschedule. So check it out for the summer of 2021. Hopefully we'll have a handle on this by then, because there's a lot of things that people expect from Disney that just aren't happening, because anything that equals large crowds. There's not going to be a Halloween party. There's probably not going to be a Christmas party. I mean, I'm not sure they even announced that. But anything that involves large crowds of people, it's really challenging for Disney to do. Anybody to do. That's why, theater, like Broadway, isn't even opening up until 2021 at the earliest. So if it's a once-in-a-lifetime or a really big event that you're planning, I would say hold off. A wedding, probably a good idea to hold off. Okay? But if it's something that you do yearly and it's just your place and you like to go and you just like to be in Disney and you don't mind if there are no parades or no fireworks, you manage your expectations, it's going to be great. All right? So hopefully, if this video gets uploaded correctly, I will be thrilled. I mean, I've actually made some investments into an actual vlogging camera to maybe upgrade. I've been trying to stick to my phone, but I'm going to try to upgrade, or at least so I have a backup in case my phone or this device, or for whatever reason, it could be the app I'm using isn't functioning anymore. I have no idea. But whatever the right case may be, I'm hoping this video gets up. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, and thank you and welcome to our new subscribers. And I'd like to get some more subscribers on there. So spread the word. Check out my merch. Okay, the merch doesn't really cost me anything to put it out there. It's all designed by Karina Megalio, and you can check out her contact information down below. If you want commissions or anything, she does amazing stuff, really cool stylized Star Wars art that I absolutely love. We've got some cool projects on the horizon that I can't wait to share with you. And that's it for today. So thank you so much, and until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.